Hello everyone, Lawrence Messerman of Tending Fire here. And today I want to talk to you about what is undoubtedly the most important step you can take to help promote your health and well-being now and into the future. And before I do that, I want to make note of the fact that the U.S. Surgeon General issued a report last month, the end of May, about the epidemic of loneliness in the U.S. And this report points out that loneliness correlates with a high level of negative psychological and physical health outcomes. And it's based upon study after study. And indeed, what is probably the longest study of human behavior, longitudinal study, done at Harvard University. It began in 1938. It's 85 years old, tracking cohorts of individuals, at first all men, and eventually men and women. And what they have found over time is the single most important factor in predicting health, well-being, happiness. The single most important factor is the quality of connections that people have. The quality of connections that a person has are more important than the usual suspects, such as whether a person smokes or not, whether they're overweight, whether they have a certain level of wealth, whatever their race, their gender, their ethnicity. What's most important is the quality of their relationships. Now, of course, we live in a fast-paced world where connection happens more and more virtually using devices like I'm filming on right now. And these devices are useful. But the quality of connection depends upon face-to-face interactions, being together, sharing with each other, feeling a sense of trust and support from one another. These are things which are sorely lacking at this time in history in much of the modern Western world, not only in the US, but elsewhere, and thus the epidemic of loneliness. So the good news is that it's fairly straight and simple and accessible, what you can do to promote your health and well-being, deepening relationships, deepening connections. But here at Tending Fire, I would submit there's another aspect to this that's been known since the beginning. As you've heard me speak before, Tending Fire is about recognizing that fire is associated with heart, and that when we gathered around the fire as a people thousands and thousands of years ago, we felt that deep connection to each other in the natural world. And so I'm part of a community called Sacred Fire that's literally bringing people together around the fire again so that they feel a deep connection to each other. They share in the challenges and joys of life. In that way, they feel more deeply connected. But it's also about feeling a connection to nature, to a history as a people that goes back thousands of years. Feeling part of a bigger story. Some would call it a sacred story. Knowing that we are so much more than we appear in our day-to-day lives. And at Tending Fire, part of my work is helping people to feel that deeper connection to each other, to the natural world, to the great mystery. So if you would like some help with that, please contact me. If you have any thoughts or feedbacks on this video, I would appreciate it. And if you think it's of use or could be of use to anyone else, please pass it along. Thank you for taking this time to be with me. I wish you well. I look forward to speaking to you again in the future.